Good morning, children. Myself Kamla Thapa. Today in economics, as you know, we will continue with the first chapter, that is development. In previous lectures, we have studied about the concept of development, how to compare the different countries, then how World Bank uses average income for classifying the countries into high and low income countries. Children, today we are going to study average income and other criteria. Now, average income. While averages are useful for comparison, but they hide disparities. Just look at the table. We have taken two countries as A and B. We have assumed that they have only 5 citizens each. Calculate the average income for both the countries. Now children, tell me, will you be equally happy to live in both these countries? Are both equally developed? Perhaps some of us may like to live in a country B if we are assured of being in its fifth citizen. But if it is a lottery that decides our citizenship number, then perhaps most of us will prefer to live in a country A, even though both the countries have identical average income. Country A is preferred because it has more equitable distribution. In this country, people are neither very rich nor extremely poor. On the other hand, most citizens in the country B are poor and one person is extremely rich. Children, hence, while average income is useful for comparison, it does not tell us how the income is distributed among the people. Now, children, income and other criteria. Children, when we looked at individuals' aspirations and goals, we found that people not only think of better income but also have goals such as security, respect for others, equal treatment, freedom, etc. in their mind. Similarly, when we think of nation or a region, we may, besides average income, think of other equally important attributes. Children, can you tell me what could be these attributes? Now let us take one more example. See the table given. It has given the per capita income of Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. Children, after going to this table, we find that Haryana has the highest per capita income and Bihar is at the bottom. This means that on an average, a person in Haryana earns 1,62,034 rupees in 1 year, whereas on an average, a person in Bihar earns only around 34,168 rupees. So, if per capita income were to be used as a measure of development, Haryana will be considered more developed and Bihar the least developed state out of 3. Now look at certain other datas pretending the states given in this table. Now children, in this table, what does you see? This table shows the first column of that Kerala, out of 100 children, 1,000 children born, 12 died before completing 1 year of age. But in Haryana, the proportion of children dying within 1 year of birth is 36, Once again, I am repeating this, children. Look at the table. What does this table show? The first column of the table shows that in Kerala, out of 1,000 children born, 12 died before completing 1 year of age. But in Haryana, the proportion of children dying within 1 year of birth is 36. On the other hand, the per capita income of Haryana is more than that of Kerala. Children, just think of how dear you are to your parents. Think of everyone is so happy when a child is born. Now try to think of parents whose children die before they even celebrate their. How painful it must be to these parents. Children, the problem does not end with infant mortality rate. The table shows around half of the children aged 14 to 15 in Bihar not attending school on class 8 and beyond. Once again, I am repeating this. The last column of table shows around half of the children aged 14 to 15 in Bihar are not attending school beyond class 8. This means that if you went to school in Bihar, nearly half of your elementary class would be missing. Those who could have been in school are not there. If this had happened to you, you would not be able to read what you are reading. Now, children, just look at this table and see the terms: infant mortality rate, literacy rate, net attendance ratio. Let's learn these terms. First, infant mortality rate. It indicates the number of children that die before the age of 1 year as a proportion of 1,000 live children born in that particular year. Literacy rate. It measures the proportion of literate population in the 7 and above age group. Net attendance ratio. It is the total number of children of age group 14 and 15 years attending school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. Thank you and have a nice day.